So guys, welcome to our channel once again. In today's video, we have here these 9 questions to answer on the topic scalars and vectors. So in short, to stay till the end of this video. Let's go ahead and start with the first question here. It says, the components of the vectors Q and R are negative 3.0, 5.5 and 9.2, 4.4 respectively. Determine the components of Q plus R. So guys, here we are going to rewrite Q into its components as Qi and Qj, and then for R we also do the I component and J component, and then we are going to add these down into their components. So guys, for this, first of all, we'll have Q to be negative 3.0i and 5.5 j, whereas for R we are going to have it as 9.2i and 4.4 j. So guys, if we add up the I components together and add up the j components together, we are going to have negative 3.0i plus 9.2i, and that will give us 6.2i. Then for the j components, we are going to have 5.5j plus 4.4j, and that's 9.9j. So the component of Q plus R becomes 6.2, 9.9, and that's option C, guys. So let's go ahead and consider the next question. So guys, the next question we have here is question number 2. It says, which of the vector diagram below represents the following position vectors? Alright, so we have here V1, 1 on 1, V2, 2 on 1, V3, 2 on negative 2, and V4, 1 and negative 2. So guys, take note that these are the distances in the X and Y regions. So if we check the diagrams below here, alright, let's look at this fully. So if we check the diagrams here, you will notice that option D here illustrates this here, where you have V1 at points 1 and 1 on both X and Y axis. Then V2 is on point 2 on X axis but 1 on Y axis. So if you check V3, you see it's on point 2 on Y axis, that's a negative 2 on Y axis, and also a positive 2 on the X axis. But if you check point 4, you notice that it's also on a negative 2 on the Y axis, but it's on a 1 on the X axis. So you see the numbering and the diagram here in option D. That's the correct one for this. So option D is the answer to this question. Let's go ahead and consider the next question, guys. So guys, the next question we have here is question number 3. It says, which of the following sets of quantities have members which are vectors? Alright, so guys, we have A, distance, acceleration and work; B, pressure, energy and force; C, force, displacement and momentum; D, density, volume and weight. So guys, the vector quantities are the ones with both magnitude and direction, whereas the scalar ones are the ones with only magnitude, no direction. So guys, the option here that has members which are all vector quantities is option C here. Force is a vector quantity, displacement is a vector quantity, and momentum is a vector quantity. So that's it for this question. Let's go ahead and consider the next question, guys. Alright, so the next question here is question number 4. It says, Which of the following quantities is a vector? We have A, momentum, B, speed, C, energy, D, volume. So guys, the vector quantity here is momentum. Momentum is mass times velocity, and that's the quantity here that has both magnitude and direction. So that's option A. Let's go ahead and consider the next question, guys. Alright, so the next question here is question number 5. It says the resultant of two forces acting on an object is maximum when the angle between them is... Alright, so guys, the answer to this question will be option B, that's 0. So the resultant of two forces acting on an object will be maximum when the angle between them is 0. So let's take note of that. Let's go ahead and consider the next question, guys. So guys, the next question here is question number 6. It says a ship moving northward with speed Vs is acted upon by a wind blowing due west at a speed Vw. Which of the following diagrams correctly indicates the velocity Vr of the wind relative to the ship? So guys, if we use triangular formula here for this, so first of all, the ship was going with a speed which was tending towards north. So in that case, we are going to draw this upwards, that's northward direction. So whereas the wind started blowing it westward, that's towards the left direction here. So we're going to draw this, so the direction goes left this way. Now the velocity will be the movement in the specific direction here, so it has to be in the same direction as Vs and Vw. So, and it will complete this triangle here. So Vs will actually be at this point. So guys, out of all the options here, let's keep this in full view. So out of all the options here, the one that shows the direction of the velocity here is the one in option D here. So you see it. So that's it for this question. Option D is the answer to this question. So let's go ahead and consider the next question, guys. So the next question we have here is question number 7. It says, which of the following pairs of physical quantity comprises of vectors? Alright, we have A, energy and power, B, friction and momentum, C, capacitance and inductance, D, force ratio and velocity ratio. So guys, the answer to this question is option B here, friction and momentum. So guys, friction is a force and is a vector quantity, as well momentum is the product of mass and velocity, and it's also a vector quantity. So these two here are actually the pairs here that shows physical quantity, and that's it for this question. Let's go ahead and consider the next question, guys. Alright, so the next question here is question number 8. It says, which of the following quantities is a vector? We have A, distance, B, momentum, C, energy, D, speed. So guys, obviously the answer to this question is option B, momentum. So let's go ahead and check out the next and last question, guys. Alright, so guys, the last question here is question number 9. It says, which of the following pairs of physical quantities is made up of vectors? We have A, momentum and length, B, mass and force, C, displacement and acceleration, D, speed and displacement. So guys, the answer to this question is option C, displacement and acceleration. And that's it for this question. So this is where we'll end this video for today, guys. If you enjoyed this lesson, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're not yet a subscriber. Also, if you have any specific question regarding this video, you can drop your question on the comment section below and we'll ensure to give you a response. So finally, guys, we want to encourage you to join our YouTube channel community. So thank you once again for watching this video and see you on the next one.